Hey, yeah. You know what time it is. Turf and Talk, straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights go, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means. Turf and talk, hey. Right from the block, Jason and Tara J, we don't stop. Turf and talk, yeah, we move that crowd. DMV, stand up, say it loud.
Welcome back to the most dangerous podcast on YouTube, and I am so happy. First of all, let's do the usual. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone's watching. This is Turf and Talk. I am back with my favorite co-host.
Hey y'all, I'm back.
Yes, Jay the Jedi is back with
Tara J.
And first of all, welcome back. We missed you.
Thank you. I missed y'all too. Your girl is recovering well. If you didn't know, I had brain surgery. Yes, I had brain surgery. But I look good all night.
You came back with a wonderful smile, a lot to talk about.
Yes, a lot to talk
my
about.
God, everyone, she has so much, and we're going to try to cover it all in this short little duration of time. But I'm going to have to reel her in at times, okay? Because
y'all know how I am.
she's been on break, and she has to get it all out, and we're going to try as much as today as possible. But please stay tuned to our continuous shows on YouTube, Turf and Talk, Generationally Speaking. Also, catch us on the weekends again. Wake the Turf.
Yes.
Audioless app.
Audioless. And I believe we are going to iHeart pretty soon.
Ooh,
so
making moves.
check us out.
Yes, check us out every weekend, 8 a.m., 12.
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, we will be on your radios. And if we're not on your radios, we need to be on your computers, on your YouTube. So please.
Cell phones. iPads.
You can always find Wake the Turf or Turf and Talk somewhere on the internet. Find us. Let's get into some little bit of turf real quick. Turf talk. If y'all don't know, the draft is finally over. We got our rookies situated. They went to their camps. We haven't had a time to ask our Commander fan base. First of all, you guys have a new, I don't want to say weapon. I don't be nice. You guys have a new captain on the defense, hopefully.
Yes.
Are you excited by your new linebacker?
I'm excited about everything.
Old
I'm
Sonny.
excited.
The sun is out with Old Sonny style. So have you had a chance to check him out, and what do you like about him?
Definitely.
Okay.
He embodies everything that us fans welcome as a commander.
Nice.
From who he is as a person to how he presents himself, how he speaks, personal conduct. I couldn't be happier.
Yes, he
I
comes
believe
off
we
very
made
well.
a dynamite choice in choosing him. I can't wait to see what he brings to the field as well as the locker room.
Yes, yes.
He fits the culture. I can't wait to see how he interacts with his teammates.
Yes.
But I'm here for everything. If I had to rate what the Commander organization has done as far as the defense, new weapons, new coaches, A+.
A plus all the way around the board?
A+.
Okay, I would honestly give the 49ers, I think we talked about this, probably like a C-. I think they reached, but I'm going to hold out a little hope for the players that they reach for. Hopefully they end up being good. Give my man Stribling some time to develop as a receiver, Deshaun Stribling. Hopefully he can develop, but Kyle Shanahan usually takes 2 years. We'll see, but with my team, I'm just so done. They reach too much.
Don't count them out.
I'm not counting, and I want to say this because there's been a big debate online about why you guys are not team players for the 49ers. You want to just call these guys bust. I'm not calling them a bust.
Okay.
I'm not calling anyone that we drafted a bust. So I'm going to put that out there right now. All I'm saying, and a lot of people who are saying a similar thing, is we could have gotten those same players along with additional picks to draft some of the things we needed.
I understood.
That's all.
Understood.
I
I
wish
understand
nothing but the best for our players. We'll have nothing but high hopes for Keon Black, Deshaun Stribling, Romeo Black, and all the others that were drafted by the 49ers at that time. But John Lynch, you stink. And I just want to put that out there once again. There was an interesting controversy out of San Francisco world.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And we've talked about this. If y'all don't know, I'm going to plug the radio show. We talked about this on the radio show. Wake the Turf every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m.
8 to 12. 8 to 12. Okay.
Dante Whitner is an older, retired NFL player. Played for the 49ers. Jair Brown is a current 49er player for the San Francisco 49ers. Dante Whitner hosts a podcast, like a lot of the retired NFL or just sports athletes do nowadays. In this podcast, him and Richard Sherman were kind of going back and forth on the play of Jair Brown.
Okay.
He was missing a lot of assignments. He wasn't keying in on some of the things he was supposed to key in on certain plays. And they were just putting it out there. They were showing the clips and putting it out there for the audience.
Okay.
Jair Brown got a hold of this and decided to call both Dante Whitner and Richard Sherman on a three-way call.
All right.
And his message to both of them was that he felt like they weren't keeping it G by criticizing his play the way they were criticizing his play in front of their audience.
Okay.
Now, we've talked about how we feel about trying to meet our younger generations in
Meet
the
them where
middle.
they are.
Exactly, of trying to give them criticism, but at the same time,
Mentor.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to lose them in the process of giving them wise wisdom words, wise words. But how do you feel about these kind of situations? We're dealing with the miscommunications of the older versus the newer.
In this particular situation, when we're talking about young NFL players,
Yes.
I feel as though there is a generational gap in terms of how coaches coach back in the day
Yes.
and how coaches coach today.
Right.
Especially at the collegiate level. At the collegiate level, even now, because of social media, the youth is praised a lot. And because of that, they have thin skin.
Right.
And when they're criticized, there's the ego bruise. So even though the criticism
Could be valid.
is valid,
Exactly.
and they can learn from it because of the chivalry and the hoopla, or whatever you want to call
Right.
it, the celebratory moments.
participation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that surrounds them. It's hard for them to digest mentorship.
Yes.
Now, could Dante and Richard done a better job to meet Jair where he was? Yes.
Okay.
And I feel like as OGs, it's our responsibility to first bring them up with love
Yes.
and then impart wisdom.
Right.
So acknowledge, first of all, who you're talking to and acknowledge the juvenile mindset
Yes.
of the individual.
Because we talked about this. We've
Right.
all had this mind state at one point in time in
And
our
then
life.
another thing is, you often hear this younger generation talk about the word respect.
Yes.
Young, you gotta respect
Y'all
me
gotta
for me to
respect me. Y'all
respect
don't
me
respect
because
us
I
no
don't
more,
feel
man. Y'all just say whatever
disrespect,
y'all
you know
want.
what I'm saying? So you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
And choose your words wisely, no matter who you're talking to.
Yeah.
If the person's older or younger, you don't want to be spoke to in a condescending way.
Yes.
So make sure that you maintain the same respect if you were on the receiving end of being criticized.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's tough to be criticized. And I try to put, because it's two mind states. It's the mind state when we were young, and I had to remember when somebody used to tell you something, and they used to always tell me, Jay, you got a hard head, because I didn't listen.
Right.
And now growing up and trying to tell us the same kind of message to the younger, and hearing them look at me like, oh God, and me feeling the frustration of the
Right.
older,
Right.
like I was, like calling somebody hard-headed again.
Right.
So it's like a cycle that just keeps repeating and repeating.
The other thing is, this younger generation is exposed to a lot more than what we were exposed to.
That's true.
So I feel like they have a lot more battles that they battle internally because it is so much information that comes at them,
Right.
and it's hard to process.
Right.
So if nobody is governing what they're internalizing, then they are left to make up their own mind in regards to leadership,
Right.
mentorship, rearing. So these words that you use when you're criticizing someone who thinks that they're great, imagine, I'm not a LeBron James fan, but I'm going to use him as an example.
We'll get into that further.
So-
put a tab on that one.
Imagine LeBron James being criticized by Michael Jordan, right?
Right.
And highlighting LeBron James's F-ups on the court
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
Although they are close in age or whatever, but LeBron James, in his mind, he's the GOAT.
Right.
So just me on the outside looking in, I think it would be, while he respects Michael Jordan as a person, it would be hard for him to digest.
Right.
Depending upon how Mike
Came at him in the first place.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I hope by training camp, hopefully, Jair, because Dante comes to the 49 training camp.
and
all
I
the time.
don't think he meant any harm.
He didn't mean any harm.
You know.
He has critiqued our whole secondary, good and bad. He has critiqued them all. He has said things good and he has said things bad. And I think what Jair was a little bit frustrated because there were a lot of plays, not a lot, there were plays where he was out of place or just something gone wrong. And I feel like Dante, when you put that video on and it's like, I don't know, you haven't played football. When you play football and you have to go into the meeting after the game during
watch
the week,
film.
and you have to watch the film, and then your coach is looking at y'all, and then you get to see
Look at you. Look at you.
what
Look
is
at
you
you.
doing?
Where you supposed to be?
Look, that's you.
Run it back,
and
run it
that's
back.
how
Yeah.
that's how he probably felt. He felt like he was getting that from Dante, who was also a safety
Yes.
for the 49ers.
And so I think, too, people have to take into account what your position is in that person's life.
Yeah.
Now, Jair, to his defense, if it was coming from his coach, it might have been received different.
I agree.
But for someone who has, yes, you've played the game, not taking anything from Richard Sherman or Dante.
Right.
But you're kind of detached.
Right. You're not in the building.
Exactly.
Right, right.
So to Jair's defense, he like,
Right.
hold on, dog. You know what I'm saying? You done already played the game. You're now doing a podcast.
Right.
So I'm still on the field.
Right.
So two things can be right at the same time.
Which I think is the interesting conversation, and we'll move off of this topic, but the retired athletes that are now doing podcasts and now have to evaluate and criticize players, where a lot of them also didn't like to be evaluated
and criticized. So don't forget where you came from.
So don't forget where you came from. But we're going to switch the gears on to the NBA playoffs. And I was just disturbed. TJ said she ain't been paying attention to the NBA playoffs.
Listen, look,
Man.
y'all know me. If you've been watching Turf Talk, you
Yes.
know I am a
Straight
football girl. I'm
All
a
turf.
football girl.
Exactly.
I follow NBA players,
Right.
not necessarily the teams.
Okay.
And so since my heart not in it,
You just like, okay, so you follow NBA players, so let's see if you've been following. The Lakers is getting swept. OKC has swept them. LeBron's future in LA is uncertain.
Questionable.
It's very questionable. There are theories that he might end up in Cleveland, New York, the Knicks, or back in LA, or maybe Golden State. First of all, what do you think about LeBron retiring? Do you think he should retire? And if you don't think he's going to retire, what team would you like to see him play for?
Okay, so not a LeBron fan.
Not a LeBron fan, me either.
But I can't tell a person when they're done.
Right.
Me on the outside looking in, brother, you've had better days.
Yeah.
And it's okay to step away. Impart your wisdom into your protege, which you are very blessed to have your son in the NBA. And not just that, to have him play alongside you on the same team is unprecedented. That I can't take away from you. However, I think it's time to move on into something else. You've solidified your position in the NBA. You have solidified breaking records. You've done the damn thing. So I say walk away with your credibility intact. It's nothing worse than, like we've talked about before, watching Mike Tyson get in the ring at this age and someone taking advantage of him. So leave on a high note. You know? And impart, like I said, impart the wisdom into your son. Now, with that being said, out of all of the teams that you listed, I would like to see him, if he go to Golden State.
Makes sense. I could see that. I could see him, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, all playing together for one good run for a championship. The question is, I would have for LeBron is, does he have to be a 1 or 2? Because this year he was a 3. And I don't think he liked being a 3. I think he didn't like the fact that he had to give up the ball to Luka. I don't think he didn't like the fact he had to give up the ball to the ball to the other gentleman, the other white boy. And I think he doesn't like being the third option.
I think his distaste for his position at 3 came from ego and not necessarily thinking about what was best for the team. And I think he solidified his position at a 3.
Yeah, no, at this point in his career,
you're playing to your ability and your aptitude.
Right, I
and
agree.
So you being upset about it, that's what you're playing like.
Yeah, if he leaves LA, I think that will be the reason why. I think he'll be like, I don't agree.
Right.
He feels like he could either be a 1 or a 2. I don't agree. If y'all are looking at me like, I don't agree with that. I think, and he might not want to hear this from me, but where he was perfect. The 3 in LA where it was Luka, Austin, whatever the other white boy name, him, and LeBron was the third option. It felt the best for his career. He's 40, about to be 40-something years old. To me, that was the best way to go. Unless he can get a New York Knicks travel ticket, if it's about winning a title, I think it's the Knicks. If it's about just doing what's best for your body, for your career, I had to stay in LA. I think the Lakers is just where he just needs to stay. He just have to end his career as a Laker. Did you hear about my boy Victor Wembanyama? First, you know about Victor? Big, tall Victor from San Antonio?
No, enlighten me.
So Victor Wembanyama.
Say it again.
Victor Wembanyama. Yeah. We just call him Victor.
Yep.
And Victor is about 7 foot something. He's the tallest person out there.
Okay.
We call him a Martian.
That's like a cheat code.
He's a cheat code.
Cheat code height.
But get this, T. This is what makes him a cheat code.
Okay.
I didn't understand this till I saw it. I am blessed with the player. The playoffs has blessed me so much. The dude dribbles like me. He shoots like a small person. Like he dribbles like me.
So that is a cheat code. To be that tall.
Like,
so he can't really be guarded. Like the brother's breaking ankles at.
He's possible. He's slow with breaking ankles, but if he's one of those guys. If you sleep on him, he's gonna bing value. But
so he got that skip to my loo,
pull up anywhere
at 7 feet something.
7 feet something.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Yeah, that's remarkable to see, and I have to tune in just to see that.
OKC also let me know. Cause once again, didn't watch the playoffs. I'm like you, football person, right?
Yeah.
Everybody been talking about OKC all this time. They're just so big. They're the juggernaut. I'm like, what are they talking? Fuck they talking about?
Yeah.
Juggernaut, right? I watched them.
And y'all done effed around and found out.
TJ, I ain't never seen a basketball team 8 deep. 5 starting, 3 strong off the bench. 3 strong. When I say 3 strong, one of those 3 can come off the bench and give you 30.
Dang.
Easy. 30. Off the bench, give you 30. And that's not including your starting 5 that can all 3 of them can go to 3 different teams and be the lead star.
So that front office know what they doing.
That front office is about that business in OKC. So it's like OKC, that's OKC versus the field at this time. Everybody, I got my money
Line
on OKC.
them up.
Line them up. Let them go. Because I got my money on OKC.
That's what's up.
But we about to move on to this talking. Oh,
goodness.
man. So we start a little light, or should we just jump into it?
No, come on. Let's smack them upside the head with it.
Okay. The Trump administration has canceled voting rights in the South.
Hold on.
Woosah, TJ? Woosah. And if you don't know why voting rights are so important, I advise all of you go look up a young brother, a man named John Lewis. John Lewis marched for voting rights in the South and got a baton upside the head and cracked his skull for all of us to be able to have voting rights. Like, this was important. And for people that like to think that, well, voting doesn't matter, voting yada, yada, yada. And I get it. The voting process can be frustrating. Like, I once had a person tell me the voting process is like a tugboat dragging a cruise liner into the dock. It's a slow process.
So let me say this. Let me say this. The current state of America is okay, because I don't want to get angry. But
we here to get angry though.
Let me just say this about voting, because, and I'm going to speak to my demographic of people, black folks, listen up. We are very much in tune to believing conspiracy theories and throwing in the towel saying, I'm not voting because the system is already rigged and they already know who they're putting in office. Okay. Let's say that's correct. But we have to say, what if our voices do matter? What if voting does matter? At this point in the world, I don't think it's I don't think it's an option. Because I don't want us to take for granted, even if we believe that they already know what they're going to do. If you have a say-so, which you do by voting, do it.
Please.
Do it. Do it. Me as a mom and a mother of 2 black men that I'm raising, not by myself, but thinking about my grandchildren and the state of the world, the state of America, I have to do my part. And if using my vehicle to go to a poll to check a box or a ballot that comes in the mail, me take a pencil and make a circle, I've done my job to ensure the future of my grandkids. I've exercised my right that we have fought tooth and nail and our ancestors have fought tooth and nail for us to have. And you can't sit there and complain about what is happening and not doing anything, because silence is complicity. So if you're sitting there in silence and the only thing you have to lean on is your ignorant thoughts, because we can't prove these conspiracy theories. That's what they are, conspiracy theories. So today I charge you with the responsibility of exercising the rights on the blood that was shed for us to be able to do that. Because if you don't, then you have to shut the F up when what he's trying to do, and he's not even worth me saying his name. But if you don't say nothing and the 14th Amendment gets amended because you don't say nothing, then you're part of the problem.
Yeah, I think, number one, we don't realize how important voting is. And I've always tell people, if you don't realize how important voting is, why are they trying to take it away so much? If it's not important, if it doesn't mean anything, why are they trying to strip it? Why are they trying to get into ballot boxes? Why are they trying to put all these military personnel in
It's
the midterm things
disgusting.
talking about they're going to put boots to ground on voting stations. Like, if it didn't matter, you wouldn't need all that. You wouldn't need intimidation tactics for something that didn't matter. And I'm gonna speak on something because you touched something a little bit. We gotta stop conspiracy theories. I'm talking to you. We gotta stop with the everything's rigged BS. I'm tired of it. I get tired of it when I'm talking about sports, because if the voting is rigged, so is sports.
And even if it is, it does not take your moral and ethic responsibility for exercising your voice. And I feel like we get so caught up in the spotlight of feeling small that you think that your voice doesn't matter. Your voice does matter. And it doesn't have to be loud. You don't have to be loud in order to be heard. And you don't have to have large platforms. You don't have to have a million followers to be heard. It can be a conversation in the grocery store that you share with your counterpart, your peers, of just having a conversation about you exercising your voice, your point of view, speaking up about what you're seeing in these streets. Because again, if you're silent, you're complicit. I don't give a F. And I'm trying not to cuss, but I'm so passionate about this because as a mom, my son is 21 years old. And the conversation that I have to have with him every time he leaves the house is different from a white woman who allows her 21-year-old to leave the house. I have a 13-year-old son who I have to give conversations to about his appearance. And you can have a white boy and a black boy wearing the same outfit, but because my son has a hood on attached to his sweatshirt, just like the white boy got a hood attached to his sweatshirt, I have to tell my son when he walks into a place of business to remove his, to dispel prejudging him. So, like, I just don't have a tolerance for the fear mongering and the conspiracies. Like, you got to come off it. Like, at some point, put up a shut up. Like, seriously, put up or shut up, because it'll be the same ones, them same old Hotep MF on TikTok talking about shooting it out the side of their neck, and you not talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. You're hot and cold on one subject, talking about boycotting this and boycotting that, and then the next week you back wearing the same outfit and the same designers that you was just talking about. So miss me with all the BS. Miss me with that, because y'all be ready to sit up there and march when a white person take a black person's life, but you don't have nothing to say when these YNs be all over DC and everywhere else shooting the shit and acting a fool. So at some point, put your money where your mouth is. Get up or do something, or shut the F up.
And now that we're back from that Charleston White moment that we just had from my lovely co-host, TJ, she's right, though. I think a lot of things we as African Americans have to deal with that, honestly, I would love to sit down and talk to every race in America to let you guys know what it is to be with a 13-year-old, 18-year-old, and then now what I am now, 45-year-old in America. So speaking of black men, Stephen A. Smith says you should be a Republican. You should vote Republican.
Okay.
That's what he said. He said you, specifically you.
Black women.
Well, not black women, you, Tanar J.
Okay. So let me say this.
Republican.
There are things that Republicans stand on that I support.
Right.
There are things that Democrats stand on that I support.
All right.
Hence why Tanar J is registered as an independent.
Me too.
Okay? So, I am not educated on Stephen A.'s points that would validate his point of view. The only thing I can lean on is what I may believe as to why he may feel that way, and that is what is proper the propaganda that Republicans put out, that they are upstanding and moral compass and Christian and upright and all of those things.
It would take voting rights.
Whereas on the other side of the aisle, Democrats are usually seen as the misfits. And usually protect the rights of people who typically the left doesn't support, i.e. LGBT and all the other alphabets or however they identify. And the freedom of worshiping whoever you choose to. That I'm not against. Who am I to tell you who to pray to? That's not my business. The only business is who I decide to pray to.
Right.
But I think there is room for everyone. And if we are calling this land the land of freedom, then we need to stand on that and allow people to exist how they choose in peace. Now, the issues that I have is when your beliefs are imposed on me and you attempt to put your beliefs under the law.
Right.
And then when I don't believe in what you believe, now I'm penalized through the justice system because I believe differently. Now that I have a problem with.
Yeah, I think my problem with Republicans is, number one, I feel like, and they can tell me I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure they'll reach out if they want to. I feel like they don't respect people of color. And I don't think you can build a community of trust if there's no respect. And I just think that, and I don't want to make it seem like the Democratic Party is
let's say
yes. Because the people are trying, because we just talked about voting rights, right?
Right. Wait a minute.
Who's leading the charge for that?
The Republicans. However,
Go ahead.
I think we can educate ourselves a little bit more on the history of Black Republicans and why.
That's a misnomer, though. It's a all right. So if y'all don't know, the history. Black Republicans and Frederick Douglass, Abraham Lincoln was the party of the North. Okay, the party of the North was the Republicans. That's how it was looked at. It wasn't like, oh, they're about freedom for slaves. They were the party of the North, and the party of the North was the Republicans.
So let me.
The party of the South. Were the Democrats.
So this is just Tadara J's theory.
Okay.
On why back in the day there were a group of people who were Black Republicans, and just me thinking about Republicans and what they stand for from an economic standpoint. Okay? So most Republicans stand on
conservatives.
Conservatism, but in terms of the economy, you work hard, you reap the benefits of what you've put into the system. Now, the opposite, democracy, we work together for the betterment of all. The issue I have with that standpoint is because a lot of times there is a large group of lazy folks. And I'll be damned if I get up every day, work a 9 to 5, in addition to being a business owner, I'm paying taxes into a system, right? But Shaquita Bonquiqui and JoJo and them are not pulling their weight, but my tax dollars is going to the EBT system, and you down at the wharf buying crab legs.
Right.
And I'm not saying listen, don't, because if you come for me, I'm going to come for you. I'm going to just let you know that right now. And I'm not saying everybody is like that. But what I am saying, and there are a lot more Caucasian folks on the system than it is chocolate people. And it's just that the media has made it to where it's lopsided. Okay? But whether you are purple, green, yellow, or whatever you call yourself a color, if I'm getting up every day and I'm working my behind off and you sitting on your butt, I got a problem with you. So I believe, in Frederick Douglass, as an example, the man he works hard. And I just feel like from that standpoint, think about Black Wall Street. That took work. That took effort. So if I'm an organization and I create jobs for other people and I'm creating opportunity, but I got these other folks over here who's sitting back and reaping the benefits of my hard work without working for it, then yeah, we got an issue.
All right. My pushback, because I like to be the yin to
Come
the
on.
yang. Okay. My pushback to that is the United States is a business. Okay? It's a business. And what they don't tell you about business is the thievery, the theft that comes within business is usually more within eternally than it's external.
Okay. I feel you.
All right, so let me cook real quick. To me, Bone Quisha or Big Aunt Jemima, the white lady that take everything, whatever, whoever. To me, they are just the cost of business. Ooh. They are the cost of business. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just think that there are certain things in business that you can never just get rid of. Like, you're gonna always have to deal with X, Y, and Z when you open a business. You always have to deal with this. Does it get frustrating? Heck yes. If I was a business owner and whether I'm in MLK Street or down the street in La Plata, me getting robbed is getting robbed. I don't care. It takes my money regardless, whether it's Lil Day Day and them or Patrick.
Okay. So with that example,
okay,
as a business owner, you would institute safeguards, correct?
As much as possible, but they're not 100%.
Okay.
I would understand. Like right now, we have safeguards for welfare. You could say they don't work.
Wait a minute. So being a business owner, I'm going to, number one, purchase what? Insurance.
Insurance, right.
That's a safeguard.
But it doesn't cover you for everything,
okay, right? It
right.
doesn't.
Okay.
But as a business owner, I am responsible to protect my investment, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. So then another safeguard would be security.
Yes.
So you would have alarm system, you have cameras, surveillance. So insurance, your security would work hand in hand
Still
to try.
prevent me from getting robbed.
Right. But it would offset the risk.
What it would do, it would
minimize the risk.
I don't even want to say minimize. It would certain people, it would deter.
Deterrent.
But still with others,
it's still the business owner's responsibility to instill these things to protect their business, right?
Well, I think here's my thing. I think when we're talking, especially when we're talking about food, when people need to eat, people gonna do what they need to do.
Okay, wait a minute there. Hold on.
Okay.
So, in regards to food, we can agree that there are different classes of cuisine.
Yes.
A lot of times, I can only speak for Black people because I'm Black.
Go on.
A lot of times, when Black people celebrate,
right,
we will increase or level up. I'll say level up what we're eating to celebrate a moment.
Yes, I agree.
With these celebratory type foods,
meals,
it comes an increased cost.
Yes.
So that's why we have different cuts of steak. Now your price for cube steak is going to be a lot different from filet mignon, right?
Yep.
So when we're talking about EBT, and we're taking into consideration of how many people are in that household, which is determined how much is allotted monthly for that household.
Correct.
Now, if I myself, I am not an EBT beneficiary.
Right.
I don't benefit from that system. I have to suffer the consequences of the economy and where food prices are, right?
Right.
So, taking that into consideration, I get up and go to work every day. I'm paying into the system. And now I can't afford filet mignon. And I don't have a card to depend on. I have to now purchase what my wallet will allow me to afford.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, foods that are extremely affordable are typically not good for you. We're talking about processed foods. We're talking about foods that are boxed. We're talking about things that is not grown. We're talking about things that are not organic.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So to me, it is unfair for a person to have a card in their pocket in which my hard work has paid for their household, but they are now able to barter and negotiate. Okay? So I'm going to take Kwee, Kim, and all of them. Let me borrow my card from this other one that don't go to work. And we're going to go get us two buggies full of steak, T-bones, filet mignon. We're going to go get some crab cakes. We're going to go get some crab legs. But I work hard and I got to feed my kids hamburger helper.
Cost of business.
No, not cost of business. Changing the laws to prevent that.
I don't think you can prevent it. I think you're trying to prevent.
No.
Hold
on.
All right, go ahead.
Now there are, because there are certain things that you cannot use the EBT card to purchase.
Correct.
Right. So then there is some more room for some modifications.
But I think the items that you can't buy are agreed upon by that vendor itself.
That's not true.
I thought that was true.
No.
I thought that they
no.
All these vendors are in a sense getting a government subsidy for allowing their product to be placed on a.
So okay. Now I see what you're talking, because there are some convenience stores that say they accept EBT, but there are items, no matter what the outlet is, that you cannot put on an EBT card.
Right.
Right.
So how do you determine what item not to and to put on there?
I think the same way that you can't go into the grocery store and put your toilet paper and all of that and detergent on the EBT card. There are certain.
Which is wow. Why wouldn't you be able to put that on an EBT card? You would think those are, not toilet tissue is a necessity.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, so then.
I hope we all wiping in this room. My goodness,
if you
Lord.
So keep that same train of thought. Is a filet mignon a necessity? Is that particular cut of meat and all of the expense in the organic foods and all of this where the person is not going to work?
Right.
They're not going to
answer
work.
your question fairly, I'm going to say no. But to be real with your question, I think we're not talking about the grand subject, which is why does the person that is on welfare want the filet mignon? Is it because it's the culture?
Why wouldn't they?
Because some people don't care. They just want, if they're hungry, they need a steak. They don't care about a cut.
But statistics
what I'm saying is when you start talking filet mignon, you specifically
crab
know a
legs,
cut.
king crab legs, crab cakes, lump, and all of that good stuff.
But isn't
Shrimp cocktails.
I have crab cakes and crab.
So tell me this: have you ever seen an EBT recipient actually taking into consideration purposefully purchasing the lesser, going into the store purposely, I'm on EBT, so let me go ahead and get the hamburger helper. Let me go ahead and get the pack of bologna and this big block of cheese. Hell no.
I guess what I'm asking is, why are we expecting them to do something when?
Because it's on my back.
But in there, like, I'm not trying. I shouldn't even be using this term. And if anyone says I'm not trying to be funny and I'm just using the term, It's Native American giving. That's what you saying. And I didn't say the word. It's Native American giving. Put the other word in there.
No.
You're Native American giving.
No.
And I didn't say the word. I didn't say the word.
No, because that is you giving it and you taking back.
But that's kind of what you're doing in a way. It's like you're mad because they're getting a certain
No, I'm
food.
mad because, like I said, my dollars that I'm working for is not stretching to the extent and being able to purchase foods that are healthy for my household that I'm working for versus the frivolous spending that someone is able to do on my tax dollars.
To me, that's more on the government.
That's my point.
And not the people.
Listen,
That's using
so the liberty.
And when I say government, I'm not saying check the system. What I'm saying is
I'm saying check.
I
the
know
system.
what you're saying. Check the system. What I'm saying is the system. The government will take X billion dollars and send it to X country instead of saying let's take Israel. I'm gonna say their name.
Okay.
Israel. You take $35 billion.
All of it's wrong.
Out of Israel's pocket that they're using to finance a war, which we're going to tab that, we'll be back there, to finance a war.
That's wrong.
So why don't you, but see, that's my thing. If you took the $35 billion that you were giving to Israel, you brought it back to the United States, and you made sure people who were working like you could make sure that they could stay on their filet mignon diets. That they wouldn't worry about people that are on the cards that are doing their filet mignon because you are okay doing your filet mignon. I think that's a government. I wouldn't blame the recipients because I kind of understand the game of the recipients.
Two things can be right at the same time.
All right.
I blame the individual because it comes down with your intention and your heart posture.
Okay.
There are such thing as trifling people. Whether you black, white, purple, indigo, whatever you call yourself, we have to deal with making sure that the upstanding citizens who are doing the right thing do not fall to the detriment of these lazy MFers who eat food off of their backs to take food off of my child's table.
Right.
And that I'm sick of. So it's all wrong. And I'm going to call it all out. Because if you silent, you're complicit.
Now, you said that. That's twice. That's good. I like how you're going back to your topics.
So, yeah, I got a problem.
Let me ask you something. Did you see the Kevin Hart roast?
I did, and it pissed me off.
Oh.
This is just pissed me off.
Did we just welcome TJ Mount Volcano back without... Okay, so let me ask you something before we get going, because I have a lot to say about this too.
Okay.
Do you think as a society, or as entertainment, should I say, that roast should be broadcast? Because I don't think roast should be broadcast.
I do, because it's a form of entertainment.
I do think it's a form of, but I don't think people can handle
the
entertainment.
Okay, so let me say this.
Go ahead, cook.
Do you remember Tom Brady's roast?
Yes. It got a lot uncomfortable in there.
But it got uncomfortable for who?
Bill Belichick.
And Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The majority of the folks who were in the audience and sitting up there in the panel and who were standing at the podium looked like who?
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Exactly. There was not one Caucasian joke made at the expense of Caucasian people.
Here's my problem with everything. I heard jokes on there from both sides that I was like, ugh. Yikes. I heard some racial jokes in there that I was like, yikes.
Sexist
I heard
jokes,
the Charlie Kirk
jokes,
joke.
pedophilia jokes.
Yeah, the Charlie Kirk joke. Pete Davidson, my God. I mean, I snickered a little bit, but I didn't mean to snicker. It was funny, but that's my point about
the George
roast.
Floyd joke was...
That didn't land to me. Like, jokes have to land. Like, it has to be funny.
You gotta rephrase that, Jason.
What? It didn't land.
What do you mean?
The joke, okay, so in a roast, all right, you have to, if this is why I said, should roast, what did I start the conversation? I started the conversation on, should roast be publicized? Because if you're roasting me, if you're roasting me, there is no hold bar.
Wait a minute. Hold up. No. We got to go back to George Floyd.
Go ahead.
Because when you say the joke didn't land.
It wasn't funny.
Okay. He cleared it up.
Oh, y'all didn't know what that meant?
No. Well, it came across.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought I was saying. I thought.
No, wait a minute. the knee-jerk reaction when
Okay.
you say it didn't land,
Yeah.
you just have to reiterate where it didn't land, meaning it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
That-
yes, when
that-
I say
okay.
something
Like-
doesn't land,
like,
it's not funny.
In what regard? I
Yes.
get it, but
Yes.
it just was
Yes.
like
Yes.
didn't land in which regard?
It wasn't funny.
landed to me disrespectful. So all right,
Yes.
we good.
When you land in, okay, so in comedy,
Yeah.
when you
land
land
a joke, it means it's funny.
There you
Okay,
go.
it just
Yes.
landed to me.
Yes.
It just pierced. So it did land for me. It just landed in a different way for me.
It crashed.
There we go.
That's not landing.
All right.
That's, I hope
Okay.
you, if
Okay.
anyone's in the plane, don't crash.
Okay.
All right.
Because the whole thing was distasteful.
Well, see,
the entire
and you know
thing.
what? Have you seen Tropic Thunder?
No.
Okay. In Tropic Thunder, there's a character played by Robert Downey Jr. He's
Okay.
playing blackface.
Okay.
He's blackface. He's a blackface character. The character is funny as hell.
All right.
I implore you to watch the movie. It's a funny character. If you
Okay,
watch
so
the
let
movie,
me ask you this about the character.
Yes.
Was Robert Downey Jr. wearing blackface
Yes.
as pretending to be a black person?
man. Yes.
And at the expense of black people?
No.
Okay.
That's
okay.
So when I say jokes have to land,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
what I'm
Okay.
talking about.
All
Because
right.
Robert Downey Jr. did it in a way where it wasn't
nobody was
disrespecting
offended.
us. Exactly.
It wasn't at the
It wasn't
expense of
at the
our
expense-
dignity, our
exactly,
plight, our
exactly.
struggle, yeah.
So if you're going to do a roast,
Mm-hmm.
because roast, first of all, you got to be a great comedian, because you're going places, even with saying race,
Mm-hmm.
you're going places where it could be hurtful.
So this is my thing.
Okay.
Roast the person in which you are there to roast. You were there to roast Kevin Hart. Roast Kevin Hart. I was offended because I was roasted. And I didn't have shit to do with
The roast.
the roast.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So when you are offending a demographic of people
Right.
and getting laughs at the expense of a certain type of person, that is no longer a roast. That is disrespectful. That is distasteful. That is disgusting. However, am I surprised? No, because it's Kevin Hart.
Oh.
And that by itself should put the whole thing into context.
You coming for Kevin?
I'm definitely coming for Kevin.
Okay, so how do you feel about him and Kat making up?
That was for TV.
Not real?
No,
Okay. All right.
that was for TV.
Okay.
And so much so, if you look at Kevin's, when he got up and stood up, he was literally shaking. Did you see it?
Yeah.
He was shaking. Kevin was uncomfortable the whole time, as he should have been. As he should have been. Because you can't tell me at his level of reach in Hollywood that there were not going to be any uncensored, uncomfortable moments for black people. Because he's let so much slide. And he has agreed to so much satire at the expense of us that this is normal for him.
Okay.
So, yeah. The only person that I applauded that was sitting up on that stage with him was my girl, Regina Hall.
Yeah, Virginia didn't really crack to me.
It wasn't anything funny.
Well, Cheryl came up there. Cheryl came with it. Cheryl is there were some.
And she was made a mockery of.
Well, the white dude thought to make a mockery, not understanding that this is a Def Comedy Jam veteran. And she ate his you know what.
She did, but it was necessary.
Yeah, she's a Def.
Because
That's
the
what I'm saying.
levels
He didn't
of
understand that Cheryl is
The
a
levels
Def
of
Comedy
hell
Jam.
that gentleman reached to
Yeah.
to disrespect her, I think she did good not to slap him across his face.
Oh, she didn't need to. She's a Def Comedy Jam
so-
vet. She was already gonna have her own. One
Throw
thing
the
about
whole thing away. That's how I felt.
man, throw it all away.
Throw the whole thing away.
I like roast. I don't want to see them broadcast no more. I don't think society is ready for
If you're going to roast the person, roast the person. Do not roast the characteristics of the person, because that's when it becomes offensive and it's not funny.
Well, and then
Y'all, you want to know something?
what?
I want to meet them.
They probably already here. Why? If they were already here.
At this point,
right?
Just pull the curtain back.
You just say,
just
this
pull
is
the
what's
curtain
going
back,
on.
and I want to meet E.T. or Mac and Me.
Why do
or
we always
whoever.
think they look like E.T.? Why can't they look like us?
They might do it. They might go home and unzip.
Yeah,
you know, we don't know.
Why are they unzipping?
They already
Maybe
told
they
us.
look like us.
They already told us in MIB. They already told us.
Why can't they look like us?
They could look
Star
like
Wars
us.
has people.
How
in,
you know? How
aliens.
you know I'm really Tanara Jason?
You might be from Mars. Oop block block block. Planet oop block block. There you go.
I might be.
Exactly.
I might be.
And that's all I'm saying. You have two eyes, a nose, and a mouth like me. And do I call you an alien, or do I just are you technically an alien? I mean, you look like me.
I might have tentacles in places. You don't know. You don't know.
That's wild.
But
yes.
I do believe, and this is just me.
Okay.
I don't think other species are necessarily a threat or should be looked as they are meaning harm.
Right, I agree.
Just like, and we know that there are other galaxies. There are places that it's just, it is what it is. There are things that we will never know about.
Yeah.
Is it smoke and mirrors? I don't know. Just like the conspiracy theories that people have around voting. You never know.
Well, let me ask you something. If people are saying that voting is rigged and all this stuff is rigged, do you know there was a poll that was conducted by, I think, a gambling site and asked a lot of football fans, do you think football is rigged? What do you think the answer was? And this is the dangerous part I'm telling everyone part.
I would, yes.
And give me your percentage of what you think the percentage was. Just guess.
Maybe 75%.
You are absolutely close. 70-30 thought the NFL was rigged.
Because I'm an alien, shoot, you know.
They thought the NFL was rigged. And I'm like, this is dangerous. We are going down a dangerous path, and I hope everyone's ready because we're not going to trust results. It was rigged.
But should we?
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't.
Now, when I say that, that does not negate your responsibility to vote.
But all I'm saying is, if a Jet fan wants to say that we should have won the Super Bowl and the whole league was rigged against us, I'm starting to not have any arguments with y'all talking about everything rigged. Like Jets fans, Cleveland Brown fans, all the poo-poo teams in the league, if you want to come out and say the league was rigged against your team, you know what? Have at it. Open field now. You're all welcome. Come on in.
Things to make you go,
Do you remember the arcade?
Yeah, regular arcade.
You go in the arcade, put 50 cents, 25 cents. Do you remember the arcade game you used to play a lot?
No, because I didn't.
You didn't go to the arcade a lot. I'm old. Y'all, excuse me.
Now, my roots come from Marlow Heights. Now, it was an arcade.
There was an arcade there. I used to go to that one.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about then. All right.
I used to go to that arcade.
Now, me, shout out to Shay Shay. We used to walk. Because I lived in Marlow Heights, the garden apartments, and I had a second stint where we lived in the high rise.
Okay.
So we would walk to the movie theater. From the back way.
Marlow Heights Theater.
Yep.
Shout out.
So the back way, when you were coming up where Macy's used to be, you walk up them steps from the back, the arcade was right there in the cut.
Right.
Yep.
And I would go in there and between them and Rivertown.
We wouldn't go in it,
I'm going in there. We used to play Street Fighter.
It was across the street from the Marlow Heights Community Center.
Exactly. And everybody, we would go in there, play games. We would meet at Rivertown sometimes, play arcades there. And the number one game
it was an arcade at Rivertown?
Yeah.
I ain't never
We got moved out of there. It was in the theater.
I do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we would play Mortal Kombat and we had an audience. Like, so when you come out the theater, arcade was right there. A little side.
I remember what you're talking about.
we had a little audience that we would come and watch us all get it in on Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And these were our times of growing up.
Yeah.
And so when
That was good days. Y'all youngins don't know now.
So now I'm seeing Mortal Kombat 2, the movie. It took me back to those days of a child, remembering the finishing moves, the fatalities. Everything was on point. I liked the movie. I can't wait till the Street Fighter movie. They got your boy 50 Cent in there.
Nice.
Yeah, he's playing Balrog. So we'll see how that 50 Cent role does. But it just takes me back to an era of arcades. And I'm like, a lot of these kids will never know what it is to be on an arcade with the audience behind you. Like, oh, come on, win. All y'all got is video games. Y'all got PlayStation 1.
Now, two movies that does feature that phenomena that you're speaking of is Cooley High.
Yes.
That's a classic. And Juice,
Street Fighter with Bishop.
Yep.
That is one of my.
Those are two.
One of my classic Tupac movies I like to watch. I think number one Tupac movie is probably still going to be for me, Poetic Justice.
I liked him in that.
Yeah, I think that showed
his range. Yes.
To me.
You saw a softer side.
Yeah, because Bishop to me was too easy. That was him.
Yeah, it definitely was.
It was too easy.
Yeah,
I was just too easy.
Definitely was.
Yeah,
Above the rim.
Above the rim was too much like him too.
Yeah.
When we saw Tupac's range is when Poetic Justice.
Absolutely.
That was his range.
I agree. So
you want to close us out?
Well, y'all.
Are you gonna bring us back down?
Yes.
We went back. We went up with the voting.
And we're gonna bring it down.
Bring it back down. All right.
So I will close out with saying this. Educate yourselves about the voting process.
Please.
Learn what the electoral vote is.
Please.
Learn who your representatives are in your state,
Please.
in your county, in your district.
Yes.
Don't just drive past these signs of people who are running for seats in your district. Take pictures of these signs. Do your due diligence and study who is standing in front of the podium on your behalf so that your voice can be heard, because your voice matters.
Yes.
You do not have to have a mass following of people to voice how you feel. Reach out and touch your neighbors. Converse in the water rooms, in the break rooms about what's happening, and express yourselves amongst your peers, and let's talk about it.
Yes.
That is my charge to you.
Yes.
Okay?
Everything can't be rigged, y'all. You got to go out there, do the work.
That's right.
And make sure that you learning something.
That's
make sure
right.
you're learning something about what you doing your research in. And honestly, I want to say thank you for coming back so fast.
I am so happy to be back.
That was quick.
Yes, and God is good. Shout out to Johns Hopkins. Shout out to my neurosurgeon, Dr. Shoes. Spoke to you today. And Turf and Talk family, we love you. And stay safe, love on one another, and until next time, peace.
Peace.
Hey, yeah. You know what time it is. Turf and Talk, straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights glow, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tanara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and Talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means. Turf and Talk, right from the block. Jason and Tanara J, we don't stop. Turf and Talk, yeah, we move that crowd. DMV, stand up, say it loud.